All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are going to break down a financial force that is so powerful, some have even called it a wonder of the world. It's a concept that can either work for you or it can work against you, pretty much every second of every day. And yeah, we're talking about compound interest. You've probably heard this quote before, right? It's often linked to Albert Einstein. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. I mean, those are some pretty strong words. But why? Seriously, why all the hype? What makes this one financial idea worthy of being put up there with, the Great Pyramids? Well, that's exactly what we're about to find out. To really get a handle on it, we need to understand the simple, but kind of brilliant, engine that makes this whole invisible force so incredibly powerful. The absolute best way to picture compound interest is to think about a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts out tiny, right? You can barely even notice it. But as it rolls, it just keeps picking up more snow, getting bigger and bigger, and it moves faster and faster, until before you know it, it's this unstoppable avalanche of value. And the real magic is hidden right there, right in the definition. See, you're not just earning interest on your original chunk of money, that's your principal. The interest you earn, well, it starts earning its own interest. And that is the chain reaction that changes everything. This really boils it all down to one key difference. With simple interest, your money works for you, which is great. But with compound interest, your money's money starts working for you. And that, my friends, is when things really start to take off. Okay, so the theory is cool and all, but seeing the actual numbers, that's usually the real jaw-drop moment. So let's walk through a super realistic scenario. Just look at this. Let's say you invested just $200 a month for 30 years. Over that time, you would have put in $72,000 out of your own pocket. But thanks to that compounding magic, it grows to nearly $250,000. That massive gap between those two bars, that's not your money. That's your money's money doing all the heavy lifting for you. So what do you think is the most powerful variable in this whole thing? Is it how much you invest? Or maybe finding the absolute highest interest rate? Nope. The real secret ingredient is something else entirely. To really prove this point, let's set up a little friendly competition between two different savers. We'll just call them Saver 1 and Saver 2. Okay, so meet Saver 1. She's the early bird. She starts investing $300 a month when she's 25. But here's the really important part. She only does this for 10 years. At age 35, she stops. No more money goes in. She just lets her investment sit there and do its thing. And now, here comes Saver 2. He starts at age 35, the exact moment Saver 1 stops contributing. But he's a marathoner. He invests that same $300 a month for 30 straight years, all the way until he's 65. So, who do you think ends up with more? The results are, well, they're kind of staggering. Just look at this. Saver 1, our early bird, only invested a grand total of $36,000. Saver 2 invested $108,000. That's 3 times more cash. And yet, at age 65, Saver 1, the one who started early and then stopped, actually end up with more money. It's wild. I mean, just think about that for a second. That 10-year head start resulted in an extra $30,000 at retirement, even though she invested $72,000 less. This proves it. The secret ingredient isn't how much money you have. It's how much time you give your money. Time is the rocket fuel for this whole thing. Of course, this powerful force doesn't really care who it's working for. It's totally neutral. And when you get into debt, that snowball can start rolling downhill in a, let's just say, a very scary way. So let's take a super common example, a $5,000 balance on a high-interest credit card. A lot of us have been there. It might feel, manageable. But after only 1 year, and get this, without making a single new purchase, that balance has already ballooned by over $1,000. The debt is compounding against you, and it's digging that hole deeper and deeper, month after month. It's the exact same principle, just in reverse. But here's the good news. Just understanding how this works, it basically gives you a superpower. Because now that you know the rules of the game, you can make sure that force is always, always working for you. And there are really just two simple rules to keep in your back pocket. First, there's the rule of 72. It's just a fantastic little mental shortcut. All you do is divide 72 by your interest rate, and that'll give you a rough estimate of how many years it'll take for your money to double. And second, never ever forget the lesson from our two savers. Time is your most valuable asset. The best day to start was yesterday. You know what the second best day is? Today. So when it all comes down to it, that's the bottom line. The eighth wonder of the world isn't some complex, far-off idea. It's a tool. It's a snowball just sitting at the top of a very, very long hill, and it's just waiting for a little push. So the only real question left is, when are you going to start rolling it?